All right, Lee. I have gathered here 3 movies.
I see that.
A character from each of these movies that you love has been pulled out of this and made another movie.
Okay. This movie exists already.
This movie exists.
Okay.
A star from each one of these movies, Starship Troopers, The Goonies, and True Lies, come together in a supergroup, if you will, to make one movie.
That sounds like the best movie ever made. Is that
it just
is that
might
possible?
be. It just might be.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, what characters do you think I'm pulling from these movies?
I'm thinking that a woman who works as a pilot to fight against space, insects, finds out that her husband is a secret agent who's working undercover to help some kids find buried treasure. Is that the plot of this movie?
Have you seen the movie already?
No.
Because that's very close.
Okay. Good. No, it's got to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll say Denise Richards. And The Goonies is tough. I don't know. Everyone's in The Goonies, right?
There's a good amount of famous people in The Goonies.
Corey Feldman? He's a weirdo now. Let's go Josh Brolin.
Okay.
Right, Thanos himself.
You're a tiny tweak. You're very close.
This movie seems very good.
You're very
close.
This
movie seems perfect.
Just a little change here.
What's the genre of the movie first before?
It is a comedy horror movie.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe horror comedy, depending on how you look at it. I would say it is a comedy horror. Comedy.
Is it
forefront.
Recent?
It is 2017.
Oh, okay. I guess it's not Arnold then. What's her name? From I'm Gonna Kill You, Mike Myers.
We do the same thing. Activia Yogurt, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm like, she's yogurt. She dressed as Vega.
She's yogurt from Spaceballs.
Yeah, she's no, and she.
Brooks still alive?
I hope so.
Oh,
he's gonna sue us now that we said that.
I just had a thing. I'm like, wait a minute, is he dead?
Yeah. No, Jamie Lee Curtis is cool. She like cosplayed at some Comic-Con thing as characters from Street Fighter here and there.
Fortunately, she's not in this movie.
Okay, we're running out of people then.
I'll tell you True Lies. Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold. Oh, he'll be in anything. Okay.
That's very true.
Good. I don't know where his career has gone.
It's very strange.
Is he like a Nick Cage? Like what is he up to these days?
I don't know if he quite is up to the Nick Cage level of in any way you want to take that craziness or success.
No, there are certain people that we know from one era. But like we just watched that Way of the Wicked thing and had Christian Slater, my boy, and Vinnie Jones, and they're just like, you'll just do anything now. Apparently, you don't care at all.
Funny you should mention that, because this movie almost makes you think that.
Ooh, okay.
It makes you kind of question how famous someone may be.
I'm starting to drop down my opinion of this movie.
Not necessarily a bad movie, just an interesting thing. So from The Goonies, we did not take Josh Brolin. We took Sean Astin.
Not Corey Feldman.
Not Corey Feldman.
Not anybody else.
No.
Not the kid with the gadgets.
We took Rudy himself.
Okay, Rudy. He's good though. He has to do good things.
He is often a sign of quality, but has thrown me some curveballs where I'm like, oh, okay. I think he's a guy. He strikes me as just a fun dude that goes for a project and goes like, that's cool, because he's even on the Cameo website, and he does long drawn out talks to people.
He helps people out
and
with that?
That's not a lot of money. I think it's just that he likes people, likes talking, likes doing stuff, likes different roles, weird things.
Yeah. I just saw a tweet with him very earlier today, I think, where people put together there's a meme for every occasion with hashtag Sean Astin, and it was him from all these different roles and people were doing stuff, and he retweeted it and said something like, "Oh, I can't believe everyone just spontaneously decided to build me up like this. Thank you so much." Sort of.
Yeah, he's just a real nice guy.
And he seems nice, and we know him most recently from Stranger Things,
yes.
right, where he plays this
prominent position in season 3.
Oh yeah.
Flashbacks.
No, yeah, and gets credited because we're like, oh, he's not dead. No, it's flashbacks and stuff. Okay,
so from Starship Troopers.
So Tom Arnold, Sean Astin, and Starship Troopers. Ironside, Michael Ironside.
Oh, no.
That fits perfectly with our theme of okay.
It does. Now,
go ahead.
Casper Van Dien, one of my favorite actors of all time.
Okay.
Not in this movie. Which
the third one
hurts my heart a little bit.
No,
now, you were pulling for Denise Richards originally, I think.
Yes, but there's another girl on the cover whose name I never learned.
Oh, Dizzy. She's been in a couple things, including not this movie.
Okay, wait. Clancy Brown, then the other character actor.
Okay,
that would fit perfect.
Now we're talking. Clancy Brown, my favorite in so many things. Not in this though.
Sometimes dead is better.
Jake Busey.
Oh, Jake Busey.
Jake Busey, my favorite.
The boy.
Clear electric guitar player.
Okay.
Not electric fiddle Violin, electric violin.
So, I believe it's an acrylic, electric acrylic fiddle.
Yeah, I'm down.
In the future,
he rocks out on that.
Future acrylic electric fiddle. Oh.
Well, they saw his chops
Okay.
and how musical he was.
Oh.
And that's how he became a singer in this movie.
Okay. He's a singer. It's got Tom Arnold, and I already forgot Sean Astin. I have no horror comedy. I have no idea what this could be.
All right, we are here today.
Okay.
To watch the movie Dead Ant.
Dead Ant. Oh, it looks like Airheads. Is that like Dead Air? What is that like a pun off of?
It looks like the font from Diantword to me, but I don't think it actually has
It
anything
looks
to do
like
with
heavy metal. It looks like a thing.
They are.
But they're dressed like Airheads. You gotta see that.
They are an 80s one-hit wonder band.
Oh no. Okay.
In this comedy horror.
Jake Busey has a bandana like that guy, Rick Springfield. Who's that douchebag? No, that's not him.
Oh, Axl Rose?
Well, yes, but there's another guy who was on like a reality show or something.
Oh, The Rock of Love?
It had like a...
What's that, from Poison? What's his name?
Yeah, he wears a bandana.
Brett
He looks
Michaels?
just... Brett Michaels. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's a Brett Michaels look going on
Yeah,
there.
he's got that going for him.
Okay, and they're all... Okay, I assume Tom Arnold is the agent or whatever, and everyone else is a musician.
Yeah, I believe he's their manager.
And they have to fight ants. Perfect. Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do it.
Do you want to hear the back of the box, or do you want to go in blind?
Let's. Even though I was holding it for that long, I didn't read it, so.
I can see your eyes just darting from picture to picture.
Well, I'm like, wait, no. Oh, well, say something about this movie. This looks like a creature feature again, right? Where we're going to fight giant ants.
Yes.
There's a giant ant on the cover.
When the 80s one-hit wonder glam metal band Sonic Grave embarks on a road trip to Coachella in hopes of a comeback, their peyote trip pit stop in Joshua Tree incites a grisly attack, and they must rock themselves out of harm's way.
Okay.
It sounds fantastic in every way to me when you put these people together. So just picture who you have here.
And you said it's a comedy, so it's definitely
comedy horror. But yes. Not going to take itself too seriously,
right.
Which I think you could already guess based on the title and
and what year did you say their hit was? Like they're washed up now.
I think it's 1989 is their hit.
So they're going to Coachella to try to like restart the thing.
Because just based on their age, it says an 80s hit. It has to be the latest of 80s just because what are they, late 40s maybe? Give or take?
They're looking like on that.
They look it, yeah.
Yeah.
But you just picture what you had to do. Yes, like Tom Arnold, I'm like, okay, I can see Tom Arnold doing anything.
Yeah.
So like he's not the wild card for me. But Sean Astin, you're like, okay, I think you were like nominated for like Academy Awards.
Yeah.
You were in Lord of the Rings. You're Rudy.
Rudy. Samwise Rudy himself.
You were tormenting Lou Gossett Jr. and Toy Soldiers. You're my boy.
My boy, Sean Astin.
And not even to mention the Goonies here. So that's a big pull. Then Jake Busey, it's like, you survived your dad.
That's what we give
You're still alive and in movies?
Oh my God.
I really like Jake Busey.
You like him a lot.
I do.
I've kind of lost track of him over time.
He's in a lot of B movies, and he's always like a high point. He's a person I gravitate towards when I pick up a movie. If I see him on the cover, I'm like, whoa, gotta check this one out.
Also in Stranger Things.
Yes, he
Crazy.
is.
Okay.
Which he actually looked great.
Really?
I thought he was looking really good.
Okay.
Because he was in a show called Freakish recently, where he played almost like a marauder-looking character in the modern day. There's a zombie outbreak and shit happens. But I didn't think he was
when is it not a
good.
Zombie outbreak?
Nowadays, it's kind of living that life.
I'll just assume, unless other told.
But that was just a few years before this, and I thought I was like, oh, Jake, not looking as great.
How so? Bloated?
Looking a
weird?
little puffy. Looking like hadn't hit the gym.
I
But I
understand.
thought when you saw him in Stranger Things season 3, I thought he looked pretty much like his normal self, just older. I was like, okay, he's that tall, skinny guy that he's been.
He was showing his age, and he was he was looking like a guy from that time period too,
Yes.
like his face and stuff. So it was a little
acting.
I was gonna say I didn't think he looked good, pleasing to the eye.
He looked the part.
But yes, he looked like I wasn't like, oh no, what happened to Jake Berg? I wasn't.
But I did think he looked good based on. Seeing him a few years earlier.
Relatively. Back on track.
I was like, oh, right. And that's a big part for him.
Yeah.
Like, he's not been in a big
like I
thing
said,
recently. Stranger Things is one of the biggest shows of recent times.
Yeah.
So like that might be a springboard for him to get into some more cool things. And again, I like seeing you get work.
Some more
boy.
big animal movies.
Yes.
Or whatever.
And here we are with Dead Ant.
Dead Ant. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I guess we dive in now. We figure out about this ant.
Yeah, I believe it's a relatively short movie. I think it's like 80-something minutes, 88 minutes. So we'll see you in an hour and a half.
Merciful. Okay.
That ant was pretty good.
Oh, great. Okay.
I think that it hits all the little spots it has to hit to be like in the pocket of what it is.
Okay.
I do think
I actually enjoyed that.
Certainly worth watching.
And it's weird because I don't think it's that funny or that horrible. And I've been in a very similar situation before. I actually thought you'd be like, well, if you didn't like those other ones, why would you like this one? I don't know what's different about this one.
I think having so many name actors that are just like, not that they're chewing the scenery, but they have little bits where I'm like, the way that's delivered, and I'm not sure if that was in the script and how it was said. Yeah. I was like, okay. I think that it's just an enjoyable hour and a half. Again, nothing about it is scary, and it's not like this crazy comedy, but it is a fun ride with characters that are genuinely entertaining.
Yeah, I would honestly say like probably comedy is the first one, but not that it's that funny, just that like it's like
certainly
things aren't serious, the way things are framed or whatever. Mm-hmm. Then you get like a creature movie, like monster movie, creature of the week, creature feature thing. Then you get like horror because there's deaths and there's real consequences and blood and shit.
Things
like
are
that.
happening, but never are they taken seriously.
No,
even the deaths.
Oh, exactly. So that's why comedy for me. I do the like food package ingredients way, where it's like the highest component goes first and then it descends down or whatever. Because every movie could eventually list them all. Well, there's some drama, I guess. Okay, it's kind of sci-fi, but like, those are like the primary.
Yeah, this would be targeted towards you if you're looking for a comedy because the horror end is low. The deaths are like when on camera are not very impressive. There's never anything scary.
Right.
The CG is not anything to write home about.
Honestly,
but it's this beautiful little package that just wraps up kind of nicely.
I think I'm a sucker for like I don't want to say like a story. But like when there's like structure, when stuff like we do this sets it up, then we do that, then we do this, then we do that. Like just the basic, a lot of my complaints about movies are, it's just like, okay, listen, like we had to record 2 scenes of dialogue just to justify this big party that we're having later. But this literally, like you're moving through these events in the story and it's a movie. It feels like a worse version of a lot of other movies, but I was like, it was not painful to watch. I enjoyed it, generally speaking. And it makes no sense. I'm like, what's going on?
For something that's filmed in like a lot a confined areas for most of the movie, it never feels tight. It feels openly. It's really filmed nicely. The color grade is fabulous for something that has a lot of indoor and outdoor stuff, nighttime, daytime.
It doesn't feel cheap. It's taking its time with shots and music cues and all that stuff. The CG is atrocious, but it's probably outsourced or after
Everything
the fact.
Everything about
the
film feels way above a like sci-fi original, except for the CG.
Is it a sci-fi original?
I don't belive so.
Okay, I was gonna say, is that why you say that? Wow.
No, just to put on par. Anyone who likes a creature feature knows sci-fi originals, and you could gauge your barometer based on like what should I expect CG wise. The ants, the biggest weakness they have is they don't feel like they have any weight. So that throws off a lot of the
whole premise of it's got this weird like a creature feature. It's so hard to explain. It is different from a creature feature. I think it's like better than that to me in like certain ways. Where like the creature feature is like you slot in all the places where the creature's gonna do all these things, and then you're like, I don't know, have Jason Statham argue with him now. And then the creature's doing some things. Okay, now Jason Statham's like, you know what, it's all right, let's do it. And it's okay, fine, like whatever, who cares? Just get to the
That's a weirdly specific.
For example, like the Meg.
I was gonna say that's the Meg.
I'm just joking about the Meg. I didn't even see the Meg. I'm just referencing it indirectly here, right? No, but like a lot of the ones that we've watched, there's the scene where the grizzled person that has to like eventually kill the creature tells the story about like. Dragons killed my family or some stupid thing, or some weird thing, or like, I study these creatures, they're beautiful, but this one's evil. You don't understand, or something like whatever, right? But here was just, they're kind of out of place. We do have some characters that would have filled that role, but they don't even really do anything, except be funny in certain ways.
Pretty much.
And it's fine. There's no, I never felt like this is filler, this is boring, I hate this, do that, or anything. It was just,
Yeah.
So.
In general, a 2 thumbs up, it seems.
I would recommend this movie, much to my shock after getting the prep of it or whatever.
Yeah.
So
this one, I'll give the credit to Amazon for this one. They recommended this to me. They said, you should check this movie out. And I looked at the box and I was like, I think I should.
We need it. Order this
indeed.
movie. Okay. Yeah, we missed it in 2017, I guess, but this is...
yeah, didn't really hear too much about it.
So in the before we saw it, you referenced like, oh, like people's careers and maybe they'll just do anything. Do you have any like?
So yeah, just
so now that we say like, oh, it actually wasn't that bad. Like
no, yeah. So if I had to pick,
fun.
If I had to pick out like how you got certain people, and mainly it's Sean Astin, but I've already gone on record saying I think he just likes fun things. If he's like, hey man, do you want like a drug trippy rock star versus ant movie?
I guess like minor spoiler, he's not in it a lot.
No, yeah.
So you probably had the lightest schedule of some of the other people. Hey.
But had some of the funniest lines.
He was really good
in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, like, these are real stars in like a movie that typically you would assume called Dead Ant, and what the premise is that it would just be a bunch of no-named pretty people that would just be an excuse for this person to do that, this, that, the other thing.
Name is so weird.
But I think what is in a name is honestly that should be part of the rating system. It should be like how good is the name?
Sure.
Because Dead Ant is one of those things like Dead Ant. Dead ant.
It sticks with you.
It's not exactly my criteria of one-word animal-named titles, but it's halfway there.
Yeah.
And I think it's a strong thing. You got to say with Dead Ant. You're going to remember that.
Dead Ant does communicate a lot. It just like part of why it sticks with me is that like it bothers me. It doesn't feel correct or whatever, which may be strategic. So whatever.
I think it's a perfect title.
But we don't think that Jake Busey, Sean Astin, or the other one, Tom Arnold, are slumming it here or just taking a script and getting a paycheck for no reason.
Know. I think this is certainly a low budget.
They're having
film.
fun, definitely.
I do think that it's just mainly having fun. How often do you get the chance to play a rock star? So
right.
I think Jake Busey's like I want that, and Tom Arnold I think he just read it and was like, yeah, I'll do that. I got a weekend, whatever.
Yeah. No, he seems like he's having a lot of fun with it too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one is like phoning it in or like,
no, everyone's committed.
Oh, I'm just in this movie for this. Like even like these smaller characters are like doing their thing. Yeah, I'm shocked. I didn't hate it.
All right, let's move on to the spoilers portion of this evening's review. So if you have not seen this movie, I'd say pause right here, go find this movie, check it out. Yeah. If you've already seen it or don't care,
yeah, we're going to get into some details. Proceed. It's not a movie that has like a crazy twist or anything like that, but now is your opportunity to bail out if you want.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, so what issues did you have? What you like? What you didn't like?
Oh, I mean, the effects are like bad.
Holy shit! Get off my friend! Get off him!
And like, that's when I got those moments like, you love creature features, but I'm kind of like, you know, like there are kung fu movies where you're just waiting for the fights. There are horror movies where you're waiting for the deaths, right? Yeah. Here I'm waiting for the ants, and solid half the time I'm like, that's a toy ant.
I'm in the music industry.
Oh, shit, that's fucking loud.
Or that's a CG ant that like you said before, it has no weight. They're
just like
demo
sliding
ants.
across. So I thought the biggest misstep in this movie is how it opens. Because they could have gone quite a while without showing you any ants, and you would have been like, oh, this is a good movie. And then you would have been disappointed. But they were like, hey, let's start off right in the beginning showing you these ants that are not good. With random nudity for no reason from a character that's not addressed at all.
Right, so like a totally decoy character, this chick buys this fancy peyote from the guy that our characters do all the same things.
Yeah.
And have half the same conversation. It all just happens again.
Is that the moon?
This is the sun. How much money you got?
I got 80. That's how much the moon is, right? 80.
It's 200 for the sun.
You don't need, you didn't need that at all.
It might have been interesting if it wasn't ants that was getting her.
I know.
Throw us off that way.
Because he says, yeah. I actually had that same thought where I'm like, well, for them it won't be ants. He said a fly. Maybe it'll be something else.
Yeah.
But it's called Dead Ant. I knew that it was ants, but yes, right. He says nature will take its vengeance, but apparently only ants do that. I don't know what's going on.
I think it's just that ants are the easiest thing to kill.
I guess, yeah.
It would have been interesting to see if it was not a swarm animal. What if it was a bear? What a coyote?
Well, and that's the thing too. Like the ants get bigger every time they get killed.
Like a video game. They keep leveling up.
Which I don't even hate to begin with. But her ant is gigantic, And
She must have killed a whole bunch.
Yes, she must have fought against these horse-sized ants alone, mostly naked. I don't understand what's going on. Whatever, that's fine. The ant that kills her though is so immeasurably large. None of our ants ever get that big, and people are blowing up ants and shooting ants with guns and stuff, and it never happens. So I was waiting for the giant ant, like you have a giant rabbit movie or a giant whatever duck. What are animals that what are in these movies? Usually like alligators, crocodiles, snakes,
beavers.
I want us to ramp up to that gigantic thing again and have to deal with it or something like that.
I thought the most unrealistic part of the movie happens relatively early on with that same girl who we don't even get a name for, who buys a peyote. Is she's running full sprint away from an ant and somehow takes off short shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
While running. Do you ever just try to take off your boxers quickly?
I love that this is your biggest problem.
It's because those are the things because why was that even in the movie? Is why it should be a problem.
Because we have an actress who's willing to be naked, Stefan.
I can't stand that stuff.
And we have to hit them, that way you know what you're in for. It's called Dead Ant. We got a dead girl who's naked and ant.
There are plenty of reasons
to,
with story, have nudity, if you want nudity.
Right.
But these random ones, they just make me mad.
Why not cast her as one of the, one
of the girls,
a third girl who's a major slut who almost fucks Tom Arnold, but then becomes too drunk and it's weird and he can't and ants show up or something like that.
It would have been totally fine. I wouldn't have had a problem.
Funny,
but those are the ones that just make me mad. Where it's like, yep, it's a nothing scene. Right. It's a scene when you were a kid, you would have been watching the movie, and a parent would have walked in and you'd be like, this movie's real. I assure you, it's not.
I assure you, I'm not watching ant-based pornography.
Which is at that point.
Basically, because she's full frontal, she's naked, right? I was gonna say she's wearing panties for a little bit, but then it's quickly
she throws every article of clothing at a giant ant in an attempt to slow him down, including a headband.
It was effective.
It worked for her.
She stayed alive until she was buck naked out there.
She needed every advantage to run. It's weighing me down.
Yeah, this is too much.
Yeah, but further on, if we're gonna skip past CG being a problem of the movie, that's really the biggest downside this movie has for me. Is that overall I thought everything, the tone was great.
There's nothing criminal about being cool.
It was fun. It didn't have any real issues aside from that first beginning.
Some of Tom Arnold's dialogue feels like improv, ad-libby, whatever, but it gives as good as it gets.
Yes.
Because I'm sure that one line, he's ranting about something, he's like, and who wants to be 500 feet from a school anyway these days? Come on. Or something little things that he would throw in. And
I'm not a creep. I was tested or something, or I went on trial.
No. I'm not a creep. I was acquitted. But and who wants to be 500 feet away from a school anyway these days? Come on. Or 600 feet. It was a weird number too.
I'm not a creep thing. And the strange specifics. I thought that might have been his best line. Actually,
don't worry. I'm not a creep.
Annie Bloom. Nice to meet you, ladies. Hey. I'm not creepy. Yeah. I proved it in court. And besides, who needs to be within 600 feet of a great school, right? I actually mentor troubled youth.
I play bass. Full disclosure.
I did like how much they shot on bass players.
They shot on bass players, which is that's common. Mm-hmm. But at one point, the way he says, "Come on, he's the bass player."
The fucking bass player.
Or something like that was a nice you can tell that they put the three of them in the back of the pickup truck and said, "Just riff, guys, just go," or whatever, for certain sequences and all that stuff.
There's a scene when he throws, I think, his bass axe. What is this fucking bass anyway?
Fucking arch bass. Who needs that? Fuck yeah.
Just little things. The character that played Pager, I thought he was strangely focused on dramatically toward the end of this movie. And he didn't get a crazy payoff for that. It wasn't it was painted like he's going to be the hero. All the stand-up shirt open scenes were his, and almost exclusively him in the pickup truck because the way they structured the shot.
Yeah.
It was at his belt high.
And he defends against the ants that are coming up the pickup truck. Yeah, it becomes mostly about him. When and they set stuff up. We had to live through these scenes of no, we're gonna change, we're gonna be the same one. So okay, at the end he's gonna be and they do that, the power of rock or something.
Yeah.
But it's not this they don't do imagine if they established that hit song that he always thought wasn't really emblematic of the band. band, and now they do a version of that song that like kicks ass. And they both like, you know, Arnold and you know, like link arms, like rock, we did it, we figured it out, guys. And then I think I may have laughed the hardest when Tom Arnold's clapping his stumps.
With his stumps?
Cool.
Oh, I thought that was so forced.
God. Something about it.
I have a pet peeve with
the
when people
fake
lose
blood.
arms and stuff, and it's just their arm inside of a sleeve.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because I thought it was a good idea at the time, obviously.
Because like I'm like, who has his arms were so long?
I know. He had these gigantic
But
inflatable
yeah,
two-man
he's
arms.
clapped like the slow clap that builds and blood is just splattering out. Tom Arnold in general,
So-
he did bring some good lines
Something about
here.
the
Mesmerizing. It's horrible. She's probably fine.
amount of blood, and even when he loses it, because like I knew that losing his limbs wasn't a problem for him.
Yeah.
When he loses one, he's like and it's just like something. It's like nothing or whatever.
Well, he's
right?
like,
So,
if you see a left
yeah.
arm out there, I could use that.
What is that? Oh, fuck that!
And then like he pops open a beer and loses his other arm like almost instantaneously.
Come on. Yeah, exactly.
I thought there would be a post credit with him and like golden like hooks or something. There was nothing.
No, the movie like is in and out, and like we said, like it focuses on this other guy who we saw he's like from a TV show or something.
Yeah,
like
very
that.
familiar. The
But
character
all-
that played Pager.
Yeah, but all these
I
other
couldn't
characters.
really click what was the thing that
Yeah.
I was like, I know him exactly from this.
And what's her name from Harper's Island? And is the like she's like the Yoko, like she shows up and now you've changed, man. She's like, no, honey, you're fine, and all that stuff. But then there's no like at one point it seems like she might have cheated on Jake Busey with Pager.
Well, they share.
And, yeah.
Great. Thanks for sharing, love. As always.
Thanks, babe.
And at one point, and then you know, at the end, it just cuts to her, who may not even have been on set that day, like rocking out.
Yeah.
And not like surrounded by bleeding
Almost
people
no one's
to
alive.
be funny. Yeah.
Like in general, there's like 15 people left after this massacre, so
Yeah.
there wasn't a crazy crowd.
But everything was cut to be separate, so it didn't like
Yeah.
if I want to be critical of like the cheapness or like the lack of impact for the payoff, that's kind of it. Where I'm like, none of these people were in the same room. Like, what is going on?
Well, yes, and
It
you
was
have
really
this
weird.
setup that like the man who sold him to peyote is going to
Yeah.
come in like he has got dynamite and a bow and arrow and stuff, and he's got the guy from Bad Santa and like actually that's not the guy from Bad Santa, the guy from Seinfeld.
Kill Bill, right?
Yeah. But like you have these people and you're like, oh, they're gonna come in and save the day,
We need to prepare. I'll get the bazooka.
Right.
but they don't.
Well, and I thought he'd save the day with some like mysticism, but he's got a bow and arrow and like
Yes, literally the power of rock, which I think the back of the box says is what saves them, and they must rock themselves out of harm's way. So that's like almost in vain. So they're an 80s one-hit wonder band, and that's kind of how a back of an 80s movie would be. They just tell you the ending right on the back.
Yeah, and they're gonna learn to rock again or something like that. Yeah.
And it's just like it's not. I thought it would be like, oh, the high-pitched screams would be like
Which
what
they set
does
up
it.
in the beginning.
But it's
Now you make me wanna stay.
it's not really. It's like it's just them playing in general seems to be doing it.
music.
Yeah. And a catchy enough song. Another
so-
pet peeve is that he's not singing.
Yeah.
Which earlier on though he does some things like a cappella style where he's
okay.
singing, and I was like, oh, you know what? Like maybe he has some
Maybe
chops
he
here.
can
This could
do
be his
something.
thing.
Yeah, okay.
And but then when it cuts to, you're like, the mouthing wasn't even exactly perfect.
Yeah. Once the climax of the movie, okay, so like the ants' heads explode.
Yes.
That's the whole thing.
With fire.
Yeah, it isn't like it explodes like explosion 2.mp4, drag
Yes.
it on there, keyframe it, do chroma, whatever. Like totally like what? So like music, music does not tame the savage beast.
Yes.
Music does not convince them that like nature is actually there's no like nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
It's just that the sonically it like it's very dumb. That part's very. But they don't. They didn't make me expect something good, but they didn't give me something, right?
No.
You want that surprise of like, oh, that makes interest. Oh yeah, because they said the antenna like you
You
have
could even have fucked
something.
him and made him run away, and that would have been something.
Well, because they had the whole thing. I know ants, man, like the antennas and the communication, and so sound and something. Like, okay. No, we didn't even attempt anything. No,
A
nothing.
Gremlins-esque flaw of this movie is when he gives him the peyote. He tells
I'm
him,
sorry, Gremlins is flawless.
He tells them that if you damage anything, you will be cursed until the next sunrise.
You as much as hurt one fly will be cursed until the next sundown.
Yeah.
Now, our friend takes the peyote before sunset, so it should have actually, the curse should have worn off that next day.
I thought
but they
he
had to
said
survive a whole nother day.
Did he say the dawn or the suns? I forget which, but yes, there's probably something.
It all got thrown off
there.
because his instructions told him to take it at night, but he took it during the
Yes.
day. So
Right.
he should have actually, been
Yeah,
fine.
if it was the next dawn, he'd be fine.
Yeah.
That's really like a weird, so like tonally too, okay. Because like not tone, consistency maybe or whatever.
Sure.
So like, this is about weird fake drugs, super
Yes.
peyote or whatever, right?
The sun.
Yeah, the sun. The moon's sold out. We only got the sun now. And he goes in, so like he sees that third eye on her face, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, it's gonna be a drug movie. This is gonna be cool. We're gonna
Yes.
have, and then they kind of abandon that part.
Well, very quickly, Tom Arnold's like, it's not the peyote. I didn't get any, you selfish bastard.
Maybe it's the peyote. Maybe this is all just a big hallucination.
I didn't eat any peyote, okay?
Well, right, but so like the curse then, right? So then you're like, okay, what's happening now? The aunt like talks to Sean
Yes.
Astin.
Dude, you just fucked up. I'm gonna make it rain blood.
And that's right after he sees the like third eye.
You got an extra eye. Right there.
So I'm like, okay, this is a drug movie. That probably didn't happen. And then in my head, I'm like waiting. I'm like, where's the line? What's really happening where they think this is happening? Up until the very end, I thought, like, okay, there's just not going to be ants. It's going to be a whole thing. What was his name? Bigfoot just like put this idea in their head.
Bigfoot.
Who is Bigfoot?
Bigfoot! The native we bought the peyote from. He said crazy shit would happen if we effed up.
And then like the drummer chick like said it out loud enough, and they were all mass hysteria thinking that this was all happening. Remember on like Family Guy or Always Sunny when they think they're doing something awesome,
yes.
and then it cuts
At
to
the prom.
just like them like being horrible. So like I was expecting that where you'd be able to go back in the movie and be like, okay, they blew up their own car, they did this, they did that. She just fell in a hole, and it was a stupid.
Honestly,
like,
that
and just
was
do
the
whole
direction.
thing.
I was mentioning something. I'm like, oh, this movie. And before I saw it, I was talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, we'll see if it's drugs or not. That actually is the thing.
Exactly.
And was going into it what I thought it was going to be.
And that might have been cliche to do that too. It may not have been good.
No, I think that would have been
But
fine.
I thought based on how it was ending, where it's like the power of rock, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, you played this show, there were like 3 people there, it did nothing for your career, you feel like all this awesome stuff happened, and you defeated the evil ants, and you broke the curse, but really you just bought bad drugs from a dude and then spent a night in the desert and like freaked out, like this weird, right? That would have been like, oh,
It could have been
you
great
got
though
me.
if it was the flip side. If it ended with them like a packed house, they're rocking out incredibly,
Yeah.
and it's them thinking they're killing ants.
Yeah. No, like they would think all that, but then it would be like, we did it, guys. We rocked out. We saved the band. We saved them. Sorry about your hands. And he's like, okay, or whatever, right? And but then it turns out, right? But there's no layers. There's barely
very cut and dry.
There's barely the one layer. It turns out, right?
Yeah, but it was enjoyable for what it was. You don't
Still.
always need dimensions.
No,
Sometimes
exactly.
you can just go, here's pie, and I eat pie.
Exactly, and it was still fun for what it was. Because like sometimes some of these movies end, and I'm like, what? No, blah! I get like angry at the ending. But here I was like, all right. The song starts playing.
Yeah. The second song then starts playing.
The funny song, Side Boob, was the one.
Yeah.
And he rhymes something with areola or something like that.
She reached for that cherry cola,
so
and
good.
I could almost see her areola
Yeah,
or something.
exactly. Now that was a good moment too when like Tom Arnold like is waking them up and all that stuff. And he's like, wake up! What did you write last night? Nothing.
Yeah.
What'd you do last night? Nothing, right? What'd you write last night?
Stuff, and he's all angry and stuff like that.
There were so many situations where people quit and then immediately come together back as a band. And I was like, yep, that's kind of how teamwork works.
Yeah, and
You're showboating for a moment and then bam.
It can almost serve as like a parody of those things. He's like, I can fly, rock gods can fly, man, and just like breaks his leg. But like honestly, there's two types of movies. One where he just doesn't jump or he tricks the people or something like that, and one where he jumps and dies.
Yeah.
In this movie, he just breaks his leg.
Yeah.
Which just serves as a way to let, I'm gonna say Gary Busey, to let Jake Busey lay down. Which is totally fine. Let him live.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No, those are my major gripes of the movie, and as a plus points I've said many times, it's like, it's just a fun movie. It works on the levels it was meant to work at. I don't think it was achieving, it was overachieving trying to get something that it didn't get. I think it's impressive the people that it got to be in this movie. To touch back real quick, the director of this movie also directed a movie, Midgets vs. Mascots.
Yes.
My cousin wrote that movie.
Yes.
I didn't know that until after I watched it. So
right, I was gonna say
this works on many levels.
It wasn't even a planned thing or a plug or something like that. And I think back to that movie, and I wonder, the guy has not directed a lot of things.
No.
Like nothing else jumped out at me. But this is weird for 2017. That's something I don't want to say like middling, but like just a normal movie.
Yeah.
It's not a part of a thing. It's not trying to do a thing. It's not leaning into one thing so hard to cash in on it. Like, it's just a movie.
An homage to 80s horror.
Right?
Not even 80s. This is almost 60s horror.
Yeah.
With like a twist.
Well, and with some of the comedy and drug movie and like band movie elements and all that stuff, like you were saying, like he says the dialogue, he says the dumb thing. I'm like, okay,
it's a nice combo.
I'm kind
really
of shocked.
Works.
It's kind of just like it's like going to a diner and getting a cheeseburger and being like, this is a damn good cheeseburger. Like it's not like
is that avocado and provolone?
I'm not gonna tell people about it necessarily, but it's like, okay, wow, or something like that. Yeah. Real quick, I am from the Shire.
How much of this do you think we're supposed to take?
I've done it before.
Well, I'm from the Shire, but I have never danced with the sun before.
But
yes.
I was like, damn. Because at that point, he's been acting through sunglasses and all this hair and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's Sean Astin. And yes, when he says he's from the Shire, I'm like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse. Yeah.
It is nice to have them have them on the nose, call something out, you know, make you aware of something. Sean Astin had one of the weirdest lines where he wanted to, I guess, take back the term cowboy, and he wanted him to be called
that dialogue.
pale, like white men with brimmed hats or something.
A tan guy with a something hat. Yeah,
some weirdness.
I don't know. Maybe a tan skin guy with a wide brim hat.
It was so like that conversation was a roller coaster for me because it starts out with like, what I gotta say Native American, and I'm like, oh, is it 1992? This is awesome dialogue. I actually thought, like, when is this movie from? I forgot like the year, and I'm like, okay. But then like he flips it around where instead of being like, this is ridiculous, I thought this was America, he then picks like a 10 times worse like cumbersome phrase to cover cowboys and tries to take it back, and then he's like, I know karate. You took one class. I know enough.
I know karate.
You don't know shit about karate.
I know karate.
You took one fucking class.
I know enough.
And he's like, it fits with his character.
You're supposed to say cowboys and Native Americans. No one says that anymore. They like space and shit.
Yeah, they're not into that shit anymore. Which is the perfect answer that kind of like diffuses that whole conversation. Where it's
pretty
like,
much, no one plays that.
We never say Indians unless Michael Horse from Twin Peaks is in a movie and puts on full-on like war paint, which is okay for him to do, I guess. I don't know how like cultural he is or something like that, but that's pretty funny to me.
So he's called Bigfoot, right?
Bigfoot, yeah.
And his stand is called Big Fruit.
Yeah,
I thought that's hysterical.
There you go. Okay, yeah. When he takes the credit card, like,
I only carry a lot of cash or just card, bro.
No problem.
Okay.
It's a $10 transaction fee.
Like it's not funny like, oh my god, I was laughing so hard funny, but it feels nice, comfortable, fun, light, like it feels
There's a lot of things
good.
you could predict happening, but then when they happen, you're like, that was pretty good.
Yeah. And I went along for the whole tension thing. When she's looking for the keys, when she's doing the stuff, when she's reaching down into the hole.
Yes.
I can't reach it, man!
Come on, guys. Get it.
You guys, what if the ant's coming through here?
Hurry up.
Go, Stevie!
stuff like that. So like that says a lot when a movie with CG that bad can actually make me be like, is she gonna be okay? Is her finger gonna get bitten off?
I think that's because she was a drummer. It built that much more tension. We were like, oh no, we don't need a Def Leppard situation.
She's her hands. I know, exactly. Yeah. It also took me real quick, like a minute to figure out that Sean Astin and the drummer were like in the band.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why.
What do you thought they were like roadies or something?
Yeah, I thought that they were roadies, and like then it cuts back to the band, and I'm like, is it just like it can't just be the two of them? Like, where's the rest of the band? I had this weird dumb thing, and then like honestly, for like a minute, I didn't even put together like until they go to buy the drugs, and like they're all standing there. I'm like, oh okay, this is all part of like the same operation. This is all like a thing.
Oh, you didn't even get that it was a trailer.
I didn't even know what the hell was going on.
Oh, okay.
For like and I forget why. I think there's like a pan over shot, and you see the airstream and you see everything, and that was supposed to be like the transition. But for some reason, I didn't even like put together like, oh, they're talking about buying those drugs that they're talking about taking now.
Yes.
Because even inside, 2 of them go to buy the drugs and 2 of them go to buy the beer, and I was like, oh, is this like what's happening here or something like that? But it figures itself out. It's okay.
Yeah. Do you like on the box? It does say Coachella.
Yes,
but then
they
in the movie
you.
they say like Gochella.
No-chella,
whatever.
The opposite of Coachella.
But I think that's very funny.
That's great.
Because I wonder if they started making the movie and then had to change it.
That'd
like
be pretty good.
Were the signs add-in shots to fake what they did? Because
Yeah.
it's weird. Because why would the box say Coachella?
By the way, it's called Nochella, but
What? No, it's Coachella.
Yeah, it's Coachella.
no, I couldn't get us into Coachella. But I got us in Nochella, which is way more hip.
As a misdirection.
I don't know.
Because I mean, so like possibly yes, possibly patching that up, possibly literally just to make that joke work.
Maybe.
So like, well no, so either way, again, like we're saying, like CG bad, script maybe problems, but like the craft of like filming the people doing the things, good. Same thing here, like the ethic of like, maybe they watched it and said, no one is going to like believe that this is Coachella. We're not pulling this off. Oh, I have a great thing. Tomorrow, have Tom say this when we do this scene or whatever.
And that's very possible.
Maybe they did that. Or to like the other point, in like reverse, they had the like dedication to be like, no, that joke doesn't work at all if we say Nochella on the box, write Coachella on the box, then Tom's joke still works, right? So either way, like the amount of caring, like it's above Justice League at this point. It's like
there's no CG mustaches, so we're
it's like way up there where someone like thought that through. Either way, from like either direction, I'm like super impressed with that sort of thing.
My thought would just be, can you write Coachella on something without being feared of a
Exactly,
lawsuit or
right? Because they'll be like, wait, you
and I'm
said
like, for a
Coachella's
joke, that's
in here.
extremely ambitious.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they just didn't care. Maybe they're rock
It's possible
rebels.
that nobody would see ants and dead ants and
Dead
they
ants.
wouldn't care. Because like
Dead
I'm
ants,
a
such a
horror
weird thing.
fan.
Oh.
We're surrounded by movies constantly, and
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this until Amazon
No.
recommended it to me.
And it's got people in it that you even like.
Yeah, and real people.
That thing too, we talked about the title being weird or whatever.
Yes.
So that's lifted from the movie. He
Yeah,
goes,
it's a titular line.
Dead ant.
Dead ant.
And then they start chanting it and stuff, and I was like, that was a cool. I was like, okay.
I'm a sucker for that. I love
That's
when
fine.
a movie says the name.
Title, exactly.
Except when it's like a stupid long name, and I'm like, it was a stretch. You did it on
That's
purpose.
stupid. 7 pounds, 9 grams, 21 ounces. What are these movies?
Blow.
Blow. You're thinking of Blow. I am. I'm always thinking of Blow.
When Blow came out, it was hysterical because the Mexican came out at the same time. And I remember on marquees across the state, Blow the Mexican was written on things.
Perfect.
Side note.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
like
that's
it.
about it we have to say
Sure.
about this. Do you have any last minute buttons? Are you good on your piece?
Again, I'm so shocked. Even while watching it, I'm like, I don't hate this movie. I'm shocked. I should hate like logistically on paper. I should like hate this movie.
It had all the things that like yes. Like
Right.
what really carried it was the fact that it was filmed well, the audio was good throughout, and it had actors that could carry a bad script.
I tell you, give her a break. She did just witness the cute black chick dying in a huge explosion.
Can we please just take a moment to mourn the loss of my friend?
I just did. I called her a cute black chick. Oh my God, we got to keep moving, guys.
Okay.
And it wasn't a terrible script, but it was something that if you had, college kids that just happen to strip occasionally do this movie, it would not have been good at all.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't have carried. It was the fact you had these pros that know what they're doing and how to work a scene, and they really did.
I agree. The fundamentals.
Yeah.
dribbling, passing, everything, the basic stuff.
Duck, dodge, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yeah, that's the if you can dodge a wrench, you can make
you can make a movie about dead ants.
You can make Dead Ant. Yeah, even that like girl they pick up, her screaming, leading on into it. Like there was no, like you're saying, like there was no weak link.
There was no drop ball.
Like, you know what, Stevie? The first time I heard you drum, I paid you the highest compliment you could pay a woman. I said, that chick has balls. Well, they must have fallen off, but you better grow them back, because it's time to take some goddamn chances. Are you ready?
Like imagine No Name McCan't in the back of that pickup truck. Like he's smashing his guitar, but to kill an ant, right? You see the thing? But he was into it. He wasn't like, guys, this is dumb. I don't know. Is this gonna, right? Everyone was 100%.
That guy that played Pager, like, again, we were familiar with him from something.
It's so weird,
But he was acting the shit out of this role.
I know.
Where I was like, oh, he thinks this is like his big break.
He thinks this is a movie.
Like,
That's
no,
so cute.
I was impressed. I liked it. I liked
Big
him,
time.
and I thought what he brought to the table really warranted him getting that step up and becoming the man of the movie.
No, and like when the box has people you recognize and people you don't, and then the movie ends up being, you know, focusing a little more on someone who was not a person you knew.
Not your draw.
It can kind of be like, oh, come on, I've been hoodwinked, I've been whatever, but this was just a bonus of like,
Yeah,
oh,
no, it was great.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I would look for him in other things.
I know, and it's weird that he wasn't in anything else that we knew well, or like we're like, oh, he's that guy. Because I had the same reaction.
He has a very
like, he's
familiar
really
face,
familiar.
and
Who
he
are
has
you, or whatever.
he takes the camera. Like whenever he's in a scene, he's definitely stealing it.
And he was, like you said, like being high and playing his guitar, playing and doing stuff. Like he was into this role and all that stuff. No, again, shocking thumbs up from me for Dead Ant.
2 thumbs up, guys. Let us know in this comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching Just Staggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.